Hey, insight number 3. And I have to get this done. My husband's trying to have lunch. He's like, I can't boil the jug until you stop. Okay, so we've gone to, we're in section 63. We're going to hop over to verse 40 for this one. We've just talked about like the plan together and to not all rush at once and to not it causes bad times if you just all rush at once. So if you want to learn more or look at that one, that's insight number 2. So you can go back and look at that one. Okay. So 36 said that the saints should be assembled upon the land in Zion, and 37 it's about raising up your voices into the inhabitants of the earth to spread the word of God. So then he specifically addresses Titus Billings just to take care of something, but we're going to go to verse 40 as I said, and 40 says, and let all the monies which can be spared, it mattereth not unto me whether it be little or much, be sent up unto the land of Zion, unto them whom I have appointed to receive. So this is verse 40, and this is about giving what you can, giving what your excess is. It doesn't matter if it's 1 cent or 100 cents or 1,000 million cents. Give what you can, because all of it pulled together is going to be enough. The Lord will make it enough. He will just magically, somehow, well, not magically, just beautifully miracled from the Lord, make it enough. But the point is that you need to contribute, that things don't come for free, including church buildings and activities and Come Follow Me manuals and all these wonderful things that we have and enjoy don't just turn up for nothing. And some of us can give a little more because we're in that position and we've been blessed to be in that position. And some of us at times cannot, and that's okay. We can do time, we can consecrate what we do have unto the Lord. But in this instance, they specifically needed money for the purchasing of land for the people of the saints to go live in Zion in Missouri. So it's not how much you give, the point is that you give. So what do you have to spare? Do you share this? It doesn't matter how much or how little, what matters is that you do give. And yeah, all of that combined will provide for the need. Think of the widow's mite. And we, parable, well, that's the truth one, where she went and put in what she had. And they were like, well, that's not going to be any point. You think of a kid paying tithing, and they're paying, you gave them $1 for helping to clean the car, and they pay 10 cents. And the ward clerk's just like, oh, what a pain, because it is kind of a pain to them. When we were starting online tithing here in New Zealand, because yes, we did that first here in New Zealand before it became a worldwide thing or a United States thing. New Zealand trialed it first because we are the ones that do online banking. High five everyone in New Zealand. But I was working for the church at that time, and some wards wanted to say, well, if this is going to work really well, we'll only accept checks and we won't accept cash anymore, because having cash at church can be a bit of a risk too in some areas. Like our neighbourhood's not that great, and it's a bit of a risk. And then they have to go and deposit it afterwards with a bank that's not open and put it in there, and it's all a bit of a risk, and it's extra placing us in harm. So they said, well, we don't want to accept cash anymore. And it's like, well, yeah, we had to point out back to these wards and these branches that what about people who don't have a lot and they still just want to give you their $2 or their 10 cents? They can't do that via the bank. They don't have a bank account. They're younger. They don't have a bank account yet. Some people don't have internet banking yet. This is still, and even still now, some don't. We're just in a position where our banks are doing away with checks, so we're not going to have checks anymore in New Zealand, not be accepted. So there's got to be ways to do it. So I'm diverting really from the thing, but I'm just trying to point out here that it doesn't matter what you have to give. The point is that you do, and that the Lord prepares a way for that, for you to give what you can. I've seen people pay tithing in vegetables from their garden because that's literally all they have. They didn't have cash money. What they did have was food, and they paid it in tithing. This is a beautiful thing. So that can still happen, and don't just assume that it's all about money, although in this instance it is. But what do you have to spare? Now, Gordon B. Hinckley, he said, while tithing is paid with money, more importantly, it is paid with faith. And that is really the point. Yes, sometimes money is needed for things. Really, actually, the Lord doesn't need your money. He will provide a way. He always will. It's not about the money, and this is what President Hinckley is trying to say. While we actually do pay tithing with money predominantly around the world, it's not actually about the money. It's about the faith and the act of faith. Remember we talked in the first one about wanting to do the miracle before having the faith? This is the faith, because faith and then the miracles. And I'm sure those of you that pay tithing have seen the miracles. I know I have. I pray that you have. And if you haven't, give it a go. Pay the tithing, have that experience, and see the miracles. And it's not going to be I paid the tithing, right, where's the miracle? You have to really humble yourself, have the faith, pay the tithing, and wait, and the miracles do come. It really does. Anyway, that's my thoughts on verse 40. It's about, it doesn't matter what you give, the point is that you do. Okay? So don't criticize someone, and don't think that they're not giving. Make sure you are. And what do you have in excess that you can pass on? What do you have that you can share? Because it all helps. Okay. Hang tight. I'll see you for number 4.